And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us here on Amazon Live. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Glad you all could be with us. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button, though, to stay connected with all of our programming here 6 days a week on Amazon. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the book by our next guest. We're excited to welcome Terrance to our broadcast today. He's the author of this book you guys see here, FBC. Family Business Circle, creating generational wealth using the money you're already spending. So you can see it's available there both in paperback, like I bought here. You can get it there for $13, or you can be able to get the Kindle edition there for $4.99. We're going to talk to Terrance not only about the writing of the book, but also what he wants you to be able to know about how you can start being able to plan for generational wealth and how you can get the whole family involved as well. We are simulcasting our broadcast, so we do welcome those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. You guys are already coming in over there on IG. I appreciate you guys. Hello to you, Robert Ham. Good to be to see you as well. But Terrance, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm happy to be here, and thank you for the invite. Thank you.
Very glad to do it. So I'm excited to be able to talk to you about the book, Terrance, because I had a chance to read it myself. Again, as I mentioned, our audience can get it here. Entrepreneurs like Robert Ham of All Sports Headgear, who's joining us on IG. I know they'll appreciate it. This is an important topic. Hey, Deanne, good to be able to see you. Deanne's joining us on Facebook. She says, looking forward to this conversation. Deanne talks about cryptocurrency, so she also kind of talks about this topic of money. I want to begin there with you, Terrance, because I think that's one of the biggest problems in family. I know my family didn't talk about money. We didn't have very much for one thing, but we didn't have conversations about money. Do you think that what this book does is really starts that conversation so families start thinking about the money that they're generating?
Absolutely. I mean, we all want to be financially independent, but unfortunately, because as you said, a lot of families don't have a lot of money, but unfortunately, we do things individually rather than collectively. And
Yeah.
so if you're not able to say buy a house on your own, but you can pull your resources together with your family and you may be able to buy a house. What I focus on in the book is creating a business
Mhm.
because of the many advantages, the tax advantages, um, like I said, pulling your resources together. And so that's how you get started because, like I said, it's really hard for individuals to, especially in these days and times, but if you pull your resources together with the family, you'll be surprised what you can accomplish because you're multiplying whatever you have, you're multiplying it, so
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Yeah, and when I thought about when I was reading your book, Terrance, honestly, years ago, when I would say probably some 20 something years ago, I had an uncle who my grandmother's brother, and we had some land, and he had said to the family, we ought to come together and basically start a business, a family business, because we have barbers and people who do different things, but none of them are really officially entrepreneurs, but they have things that they could do, and it sounded very good. And they had a couple family meetings, but there was no real direction in place, no real action taken. I bring that up because of what you say in the book, FBC, Family Business Circle, and that is the importance of a plan. Do you think that's one of the reasons why? Because we know in life, why both of us probably know people all the time who have great ideas, but there's no execution. There's no follow through as to how they're going to do what they say they want. Do you think that's why so many do fail? Is that there's not a plan put in place?
Yeah, I do because, as you said, that is a major deterrent from people to accomplish the goals in whatever areas there are.
Hmm.
A plan kind of sets you. You can have a goal, but if you don't have the plan in place, it's just like thoughts. But if you have a plan, a step-by-step plan, which is what I talk about in the book,
Hmm.
it encourages you to go take that step, take the next step, take the next step, and so you start to build momentum, positive momentum, and so absolutely, though, plans are key. They tell you in business school, to write it down,
Yeah.
because if you don't write it down, you may not remember it, but it's another way to start setting that plan in place, putting that plan in place.
Such a great point. Charles Baker, hello to you. Good to see a fellow Mississippian over on the IG side. Melvina Gray, hello to you. For those who are just coming in, I want to reset real quick, Terrance, and tell them, for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Web Presents here on Amazon Live. We're primarily on Amazon, where you can get Terrance Almond's book, but we are simulcasting it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. We're talking about his book, FBC, Family Business Circle, Creating Generational Wealth Using the Money You're Already Spending. Terrance's book is available here on Amazon. I bought the paperback edition. You guys can get it today for $13. I'm going to highlight it on the Amazon side for you guys, or you can be to get the Kindle edition, as you can see there, for $4.99. Terrance, was it inevitable that you were probably going to be the one in your family to write this book, or how did the idea for writing FBC, Family Business Circle, how did it come about?
Well, just like everybody else, we all have our dreams and goals of becoming financially independent. And
Mm-hmm.
so over the years, I've read tons of books. I've started businesses, and it just made me think. You know what? I'm not the only one in this situation. So why don't I share what I have, the information that I have,
Right.
and together with families, we can accomplish, what we want, financially in this case. So yeah, that was what it was. I was interested in becoming financially independent, and I read tons of books. I worked with different organizations, some successful, some not. And so I said, well, with the information that I have, I can show people shortcuts rather than them having to read all these books. I can give them shortcuts, and so that they can go directly to what it is that they want to accomplish, using the plan.
Love that. Hello to you, G. Wilkins. Good to be to see you over there on IG. So I'm curious. You and I had not talked about this before, Terrance. What was your family's response to the book?
Mixed. It was mixed because I mean, as you said earlier, we're not taught to talk about business in the family. We're taught, how to work to
Mm-hmm.
make our money. We're taught, get a job, go to school, not how to start a business. And a lot of people shy away from it because it's risky. But life is risky.
Right.
So unfortunately, there are going to be some families. Unfortunately, my family, you know, they're not interested. The elders aren't, because they're up in age, and that. But the younger ones, they're, on the fence. So you're gonna have, but it only takes two or more, and like I said, it's not gonna work for every family,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say the majority of families it will definitely work for.
Yeah. And you have a website as well. We're going to give that out. I want to read something you wrote in the book because one of the reasons I was impressed about the book, and Terrance and I should let our audience know, we literally were just connected this year on social media. I didn't know Terrance ahead of time. Benita Poetry, hello to you. Good to be able to see you. Deanne, glad you could join us over there on IG as well. But I was very impressed with the book, Terrance, when I read it because you do talk about something that I'm a firm believer in, and my family is too, and that is this principle, and that is you don't have to have a lot to still be of service to others. And you have a chapter in the book called Giving Back. I want to read something from that, and we talk about it because I think this is also part of the mentality that can help people that it's not just about us. It is about what we can do in service of others. You say this, to whom much is given, much is required. This is just a reminder to show your appreciation for what you have by helping those who don't have as much. I found out in life that things don't always happen when you want them to, but when you need them to. And then you go on to say this, even if you're not where you want to be yet, it's always a good idea to help those who could use your help. And then you say, in my opinion, giving back is what's missing in this world. Not enough people are giving back because of greed, lack of money or resources, scarcity mindset, or only focused on their own immediate circles and concerns. And you talk about this being a domino effect. Why has it been such an important thing for you, Terrance, to make sure that as you were learning, as you were growing, that you're also pouring into other people as well? And I should mention real quick, not just financially, and sharing information like you're doing with FBC as well.
Yeah. Well, over my lifetime, I've been helped. I wasn't always in the position that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
and also based on my personal beliefs in the golden rule, and like I said, giving back. But I've been helped. I mean, I don't think any of us get where we are without any help. And it doesn't necessarily, like you said, doesn't have to be monetarily. It could be just someone giving you some really amazing advice, or someone helping you with a project or whatever. And so I just think that it's core to um, becoming successful. If you look at the most successful people, they give back, and that's part of their overall plan. And so I just wanted to incorporate that in the book because I didn't want people to think that it's just about you and your family, and forget the rest.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think that's one of the major problems in this world is that we don't focus enough on giving back.
Mm-hmm. There was an interview I had a privilege of doing, Terrance, on this. Not on this show. I wasn't on Amazon at that time, but for my TV show here in Mississippi, probably some 15 years ago. And we all have heard the crab in the barrel mentality. And he said something to me that really talk about someone sharing something with you. The author had written a book, and he helped me to see that in a totally different way. He says a lot of times people think when they talk about the crab in the barrel mentality, they think people always trying to tear other people down. They don't want to see you at the top. He said, but we forget some people are just in survival mode. They're just trying to get out themselves. They're not thinking about what's happening. They're not thinking about the impact of their actions. They're just trying to get out themselves. I thought about that when I read that portion about the scarcity mindset, because I think it's so easy for us to focus just on us and be oblivious to everyone else and what we can do for others. How has that helped you? Because I think that will be of help to our audience. How has it helped you to make sure that even in starting business, like you're talking about here, that we don't get lost in only making it about ourselves?
Well, I think that it does start with your family, right?
Mhm.
That's what the book is. That's the foundation of your book.
Right.
But in order to really become successful, you have to go outside of your family, right? And so, especially in business, you can't. I don't think you can survive just on the business of a family, but you can branch out. And so, in order to do that, you have to reciprocate. You have to, and that's where the giving back part comes in as well. So because you want to you you want to look at a big picture. You don't want to look at the little picture. Little picture is just you and your family,
Right.
but the bigger picture is your neighbors, your coworkers, your community, your church. Those are the bigger pictures. And so when you look at it like that, then you see that, hey, there's a lot of opportunity out there. So that's what I try to focus on in the book, is that it starts with the family, but you also want to have the ability to share what you can do, and by doing that, you benefit, your family benefits.
Yeah. I think that is the big thing here. So let's talk about a plan of action. Hey, Herschel, good to be able to see you over there on the IG side. If our audience is just finding out about FBC, Family Business Circle, Terrance, and they want to see how they can start, where do you advise them starting?
Well, they can go to my website, familybusinesscircle.com, and there's some information on there that can help encourage them to start the book, and then read the book. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Read the book because it's short, but it's straight to the point. It's not a book of fiction, it's a book of action. And so I made it small because a lot of people, like you were saying, we don't have the time to do a lot of reading and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an important book because it not only helps your family but your family's family for generations. So I would say just focus on, go to the website, get the book, read it, and share it with your family.
Mm-hmm. And I think to that point, Terrance, and if I can say as a reader, one thing that I think is so cool about the book is that you can almost make it a project for the entire family, right? Depending on, it doesn't matter how big your family is. So everyone feel like they're having a part to bring ideas in. to think about ways they can be able to contribute. And I think that also makes everyone kind of feel a part of this. So I'm curious for you now as an author, having the book out there, you're having conversations like this. What has this done for you, Terrance, to know that you're able to help give people this information, give people these tips, and to help them on their plan, to be able to not only have a family business circle, but also to start creating a generational wealth.
Well, as I said earlier, it just expands everything. Builds, it expands your network, expands your relationships with other people. And that's the key to one of the keys to success is that you have to network. And like I said, you start with your family, and then you build out from there. But the one of the key things is I've been able to help people, just think in a different way, because as you said earlier, there's a lot of noise out there, and people are, like you said, we're in some survival mode, and so we're not focused on the future. We're focused on just surviving right here and now. But you have to think outside the box, and that's what I talk about in the book as well. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing, and
Right.
so the book helps you think differently, reprogram yourself, and it's not hard to do, as you said, because I incorporate the different generations. You
Mhm.
want to include the young people, the parents, and the grandparents. And
Right.
because, as you said earlier, together, you'd be surprised what you can come up with. And I give ideas and stuff like that, how to get started.
Right.
But the wealthy have been doing this forever. This is not new. You know what I mean? It's just we didn't remember, and we used to do it. Be honest. When we were segregated, we had no choice but to work with each other.
Mhm.
But you know, times have changed, and we've kind of spread out from each other. And it doesn't matter where you are, because we live in the technology age right now, so that's not even an excuse either.
Yeah.
But we got to come back to the family, and like I said, it benefits everyone. There's no loss at all when working together. You just got to be on the same page and start small and work your way up.
So
And
true.
you don't, as you said earlier, you don't need a lot of money either, because like I said, most of the wealthy people that they started with nothing.
Mhm.
And they just built, they just kept building. So when you work with your family, you multiply yourself. You know what I mean? To however many family members you are, you're multiplying everything. You're multiplying your finances, ideas, um, network, and so everything just expands when you work with your family.
Yeah. Such a great thing. Deanne says, my sister and I have read it and talked about it, and we'll be implementing strategies. That's on Facebook there. Robert on IG says, great show. Thank you for that, Robert. Appreciate that. I am so mused. Hello to you. Good to see you over there on IG as well. And I think, again, that's why, again, this conversation is so important. This book is so valuable. Last thing I want to talk to you about, Terrance, you mentioned technology. You have a website. We're going to give that out again. How has that helped you? I feel like, here I am in Mississippi, doing things that 20 years ago would have seemed impossible from where I live, it being me. But the technology is definitely, I feel like, in my life, has really leveled the playing field in a lot of different ways when it comes to access to information, connections that we can make, and opportunities. How do you feel like technology has helped us in this past of doing what you're talking about with Family Business Circle?
Well, I mean, you said it. It does level the playing field, because here I am in Florida, and
Mm-hmm.
you're in Mississippi, and you have people all over the country
Mm-hmm.
being able to watch this this program. So it gives you so much exposure, and it also helps you, because if you're only one person or two people a website or using the technology, you're able to expand what you're doing. You know what I mean? You don't
Right.
have to do everything,
Yeah.
and you can automate stuff. I mean, that's the key to the future. It's about automation. And I talk about I'm getting ready to do a presentation on my book, but AI is here. It's not coming, it's here, and people need to be aware of it, because it's going to change and I'm talking the next two. I'm talking the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, things are just going to be totally different.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid of it. Enjoy it, and that's where I talk about in the book also the generations. The grandparents may not know a whole lot about it, or the parents may not, but the children do. They know this stuff inside out. And so that's why I said working together with your family, you be amazed what you can accomplish. And as I said, this is what the wealthy have been doing forever, and we can do it too.
Love that. It's a great message, great conversation. Again, everyone, Terrance Ahman has been our guest. The book is FBC, Family Business Circle, Creating Generational Wealth Using the Money You're Already Spending. Here on Amazon, you can get the Kindle edition of the book. You can one-click it today for $4.99, or you can be able to get the paperback as I ordered here for $13 here on Amazon. Now, for those who are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, there's a link that we're bringing you guys over to Amazon to be able to get the book. For those joining us on X, I'll put it in the comment section for you guys. Those tuning in on Instagram, I'll put it in my stories for you as well. Terrance, you gave out that website earlier, but let them know again how they can stay connected with you and also visit your website.
Yeah, they can go to familybusinesscircle.com. It's the same name as the book. And there's a lot of information there. And if they want to contact me, they can contact me, because like I said, I'm going to start doing presentations that complement the book, and I think it'll be a great benefit to not only our community but just in general, because like I said, what's that saying? We all we got. So
Yeah.
I think this will definitely benefit families for generations. And as I said, um, I show you how to use the money you're already spending. So it's not like you got to spend a whole lot of money out that you don't have. It's
Mhm.
money that you're already spending, because we're giving our money to somebody, right? We're spending our money with somebody. Why not spend it with the family? And I show you how to do that in the book.
Love that. Love that. A great resource for sure. And Terrance, looking forward to our next chat together.
Great. Thank you.
More than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.